I agree with Trump on dealing with Venezuela because Venezuela is a state that I do not care about. Venezuela is controlled by socialists, and the country is filled with corruption. It also has a lot of crime. But this is not something new. Most Latin American states have a lot of crime. The problem with Venezuela is that most Venezuelans do not assimilate when living abroad, and they expect the taxpayer to fund them. This is the case with most Venezuelans that the Democratic Party has imported into the country. There are millions of Americans that are looking for work right now. America's real unemployment rate is extremely high. The Democratic Party tried to give jobs to the Venezuelans that it imported, but most of the Venezuelans refused to work. These are jobs that Americans could do, but the Democratic Party did not care about the plight of Americans last year. I would support letting Venezuelans into the country if they were serious about assimilating into American culture. Unfortunately, these people are rare. However, I should also note that I am a bit biased when it comes to Venezuela. I made friends with some people from Guyana at one of the community colleges that I attended. Venezuela has threatened Guyana in recent years. I realize Guyana has its own set of problems, but I prefer them over Venezuela. Therefore, I do not care what the Trump administration does about the Venezuela issue. Do I think this administration cares about the drugs? Not really. I'm sure the CIA probably makes money off the drugs from Latin America. I think the Venezuelan situation has more to do with Venezuela's oil, Chinese influence in the state, Russian influence in the state, and a possible regime change. I would like to see Venezuela become a better state, one that respects its people and does not starve them out of existence. This is why I do not have a problem supporting the opposition, but I do not think a regime change is going to fix anything. Venezuela is still a state in Latin America. Latin America tends to breed corruption, crime, drugs, and poverty. The environment in Latin America lets this happen. So I do not think anything will change until the environment changes in the region. Have a fantastic day or night.